So now first with a small drill bit I'm gonna make one hole, and then I'm gonna enlarge it with the second drill bit. Hello and welcome to another exterior video where I work on my truck. Sometimes I'm successful, sometimes I'm not. So in today's video I wanna do some slight modifications that is basically just for cosmetic purposes, cosmetic looks, but nevertheless I still wanted to do this for some time. And what particularly I'm talking about is I want to add amber lights to my grille. You've probably seen those trucks where they have amber lights somewhere in a grille. So that's what I want to do. I know it might sound and look maybe silly or not, but I just wanted to do that. So that's what I'm trying to work on today. So what I did, I got these amber lights by this company called Osmium. I believe that's how you pronounce it. And they come in few different variations of the size, and they have different variations of color. The build quality seems to be nice. The ones I got are made of aluminum, and they also believe come in steel or plastic. I'm not too sure on that, but the ones I got are 10mm in aluminum with no lens, and they're amber light. So in my case I want to put 4 of them, so I got 4 of those lights, and I'll put one here, one here, one here, and of course one here. But now I'm running into a little trouble because on my grill, in the spots where I want to put them, I have nothing behind there. It's just open space. Where in the newer models of exterior, these spots, I believe they have plastic like I have over here. So you just basically drill through, mount the light, and just do the connection there, and that's it. In my case, I have to figure out what actually I'm gonna do there. So let's pop the hood open. And if you can see over here, it's not even flat surface, so it's not like I can just go and I can glue something there or secure something in there to keep it in place. No, I have to modify something. So I was actually thinking for almost a week what I'm gonna do with it, how I'm gonna approach this. I'm still not sure if this is gonna work or not, but what I did, I got these plastic clamps, just standard clamps from Home Depot for 1/2 inch. Let's open this up, and my goal is to use this as a bracket, and somehow it doesn't even fit in there. So I don't even know, guys, if this is gonna work or not. So somehow secure it over there, somehow. That's secure it over there and have the light in there, and yeah, and then we'll worry about wiring it. The main goal is to secure this in there and the light in here, which I don't think that's gonna fit in there either, because it's a little bit loose, if you can notice. But we can just wrap around a couple of pieces of black electrical tape, and that should be fine. That should hold it in place. So yeah, this is something that I don't know if this is even gonna work and how this is gonna look. And another thing, because I'm putting this, or hopefully I'm gonna be able to put this in there, I'm not restricting any airflow. I don't know if that's gonna matter or not still, but any air coming into the engine will help anyway. So let's see how this is gonna work. I'm gonna start working, and we'll see if that's gonna come out or not. Got some parts, some connectors, some wire, and of course I got my lights over here and bunch of different screws that I think I'm gonna be able to use. And of course I got the extra fuse that we're gonna be using over there. We'll see that later. So right now I'm gonna take the grill off, and we'll see how it's gonna come out. So first I'm gonna just remove the grill by removing 4 of these clips, and I'm probably gonna just set it up over here, and that's where I'm gonna be working. And okay, the grill is out. I just set it up over here so it doesn't get scratched up. Now before I proceed and start making holes here, yes, I'm gonna make holes here and see how I'm gonna secure that. First I'm actually gonna work on this and see and try if I can make this secured somehow. So I had some piece of tubing. Unfortunately I don't have it in black, but if you can find it in black, maybe it's gonna be better. So my plan to use this inside there somehow and put the light inside there. So let's see how we're gonna make this happen. So first I'm gonna cut this about 3/8 of an inch or so. Okay, something like that. Now the light, I don't think it's gonna fit in there, but let's try it. It's not really gonna fit, so let me see if I can try to pre-drill this hole slightly bigger. And alright guys, this is what I came up with so far. So basically what I did, I cut this tube to the size, and then I just drill out the middle a little bit more so the light can fit in there. So now it looks like this. I think it's not too bad considering considering something, I don't know. So now this actually is too long and it doesn't fit in there, see. So I'm gonna have to cut each side slightly so I can somewhat align it in there. So gonna do that and then we'll continue. Okay, I cut this a little more, but it still kind of doesn't fit, but I don't want to cut this more. So what I'm actually gonna do, I'm gonna file this ends a little bit, and then it should be in there, then it should fit in there perfect. So no matter of fact, for the sides it fits perfect as it is. It's just the middle ones are a bit narrower. So yeah, gonna file this up a little bit, the sides, give it a little bit of an angle, and hopefully it's gonna fit later. That's gonna fit there just fine. So now let's see if I can make 3 more like that. Much later. And okay guys, so I made 4 of them. I know it might not look glamorous, but this should work just fine. Once it's inside there, I don't think anybody's gonna notice anything. And the color, I mean, it's not pure black, but inside I don't think you're gonna notice much of it. So now I'm gonna start marking the holes where I'm gonna put them and start making the holes in my grill. So my plan is to align them all at the same distance in a grill. Hopefully I can make that happen, because these 2 are the same. This one is slightly different, it's pointing that way, and these 2 are facing up, and then this one again is pointing up again. So everything, as you can see, is kind of all over the place. So it's a lot of gonna be adjustments and trying to modify this as best as I can. So I'm gonna try to align it like that, mark 2 holes, drill it, and hope it works. And that should be something like that. So now first with a small drill bit, I'm gonna make 1 hole, and then I'm gonna enlarge it with the second drill bit. And now let's make them slightly bigger. I also got this set of screws, these black looking screws I'm planning to use. Hopefully they fit, but I'm gonna have to enlarge this hole slightly bigger because they're at 10 millimeter, and this hole is slightly less. So I'm just gonna pre-drill that bigger. So that's gonna be something like that. So now hopefully the holes will still align with where I drill, and I actually can put a bolt in there. Now to make our life easier, I'm gonna put the bolts inside here first, and then we're gonna try to slide it in. Let's see if that's gonna help us or not. Or maybe I need to... Nah, it's not gonna work. So now let's see if we can make this transition. If we can put the bolts inside there without dropping and put everything in place. The space is kind of limited here, guys, but I think we can manage. Hopefully. Okay, we almost got 1 in. Alright guys, and after a little bit of a wiggle, I actually got finally both bolts in. So now since this part is gonna be exposed, unlike this one is gonna be under, over here I picked up these fancy looking nuts. So I'm gonna put them on top. I think it will look better than if I was to use the regular nuts. So, and also I got this little Allen key, and I just cut it so I can stick it under here to hold it in place and just make it tight. And this doesn't have to be like extremely tight anyways. You can just tighten it up by hand and it's not gonna go anywhere. All right, so 1 is done. Let's flip it around, just take a look how it looks. Oh yeah, I don't think it looks too bad. I don't think it looks too bad, guys. Now I just have to repeat the whole process for all the remaining 3 of them. but hopefully it's not gonna rain. The weather is kind of weird. So now I'm gonna do the same for this one. Should be pretty easy. This one is gonna be okay. Now this one is gonna be harder, but I gotta figure out how I'm gonna drill 2 holes over here. So I'm gonna do this one and then we'll continue. Alright guys, the second light is in place. Now I'm gonna work on this one. In this case, the ones behind these covers, I'm gonna use just regular small size nuts because nobody's gonna see them, first of all, and second of all, at the store I was only able to find 4 of these anyways. So yeah, so now let's hope I can screw this in place. There we go. And to be honest, even without them, because the hole is slightly tight, it's not gonna go anywhere, but yeah, just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna screw this in place for this one, and gonna do the same for the next one. And okay, now I just need to figure out how I'm gonna make 2 holes over here, because I have this in the way, I have this in the way, and it's not like I can take this apart without breaking it or anything. So once I figure that out and I'll make these 2 holes, hopefully, then we'll come back. Guys, I actually was able to drill this like that at the kind of big of an angle. So my only concern now, I kind of wiggled it a little bit back and forth so I have a hole deeper in. Hopefully that way I can align the light in there, that it's the same distance somewhat. So now let's see if we can fit it inside there. And hopefully the holes, they still match. Okay, that's one. Went in kind of easy even. And I'm glad I got these kind of screws, because then I just put them on the Allen key and then just somewhat slide it inside there. So that worked out pretty good. Now let's see if we can force this screw inside there. There we go. And this screw is in as well. Now I'm just gonna put the nuts on it and that's it. Alright, and this is done as well. So now let's flip this over and we take a look at the light. Alright, not too bad. I like it. So now we can start positioning this in place. Over here, it actually doesn't look too bad. This looks pretty good. It looks like it's a factory made. Yeah, so now we're just gonna worry about the wiring. So now, just with the help of a wire loom, I will try to make these wires as neat as possible and just route them all over here. And then from here we're gonna go to our fuse box, and this is something that might take me a while to make it nice, but once I get it all done, I'll show you how I did it. And alright guys, so this is pretty much how it's gonna be. This is gonna be under there once I push it inside. So actually what I'm gonna do now, I need to extend all of these 4 wires. I'll possibly just cut them all over here and extend only 2 wires, the positive and negative. That's all we need over there, and then we're gonna continue working with that. Okay guys, so I'm actually gonna cut all of these cables same lengths. So from here I'm just gonna extend it with 1 wire. I was thinking to hide this slug somewhere, but no need. Just gonna cut them all. That's it. And now I'm gonna extend them all and splice them all up over here, and that should be good. Hopefully it all works. Okay, now I'm gonna twist all the cables together just like that. This should be sufficient. Now I'm gonna slide this over the cables. Yep, that looks good. And now we're gonna crimp it just like that, and this should be a very good connection. And now I'm gonna do the same with this cable. And now for the final touch, at least over here, I'm gonna put some heat shrink over this, and now we're just gonna heat shrink it. I mean, it's not necessary, because if you get the water all the way up to here, I'm pretty sure you have all kind of different other issues to worry about before this. Okay, that's how it looks right now. So now I'm gonna continue working my way over there. I'm gonna put a wire loom over this, and then I'm just gonna estimate how much water I'm gonna need. And okay guys, we're getting there. So I wired the wire in here, and then it goes over here, and now I have 2 ends over here. So now I have to figure out where I'm gonna get my ground. I could have gone to the battery terminal, but I don't want to do that yet. and the other terminal has to be, I'm gonna go inside over here, and with a other circuit fuse I'm actually gonna tie it into tail lamps. So that's where we're gonna go. I actually saw one of the members on New Xterra org do that, so that's I'm kind of copying this a little bit. It's a little bit of my own twist. Now I should have probably made somewhere a splice over here with a quick disconnect, so I have two wires, and whenever I need to disassemble my front, I just unplug over here. But the way I'm doing it, it's pretty much gonna be the same thing. If I ever need to take this out, all I need to do is just cut these two tie wraps and undo the ground wherever I'm gonna be connected to the ground, open up this box and pull it out from the fuse, and that should be sufficient. For my ground, I wired this connector over here. It's gonna be my quick disconnect, and I'm actually gonna go into this bolt. This should give me a good ground over here, because I mean it's going to the ground, so this should be fine over here. And this bolt is always going to be accessible for me to undo this in the future in case I need to take this out. So now I'm gonna go in this like that, and now I'm just gonna screw this back in place. So that should be our good ground over there. Okay guys, now we're gonna add our inline fuse or other circuit fuse, or whatever they call. The one I had extra is a 15 amp, but that should be fine. We're gonna go on we're gonna go over there, which is, just gotta be careful whenever you work with the fuses. Just be careful guys. We're gonna go over here to the 10 amp tail lamp, and that's position number 6, I believe. Yeah, so it's 1 2 3 4 5 6. So that one over there, the one before the last 10 amp fuse, that's the one we're gonna pull out, and we're gonna add our circuit there. So for now we're gonna splice this. All right, just gonna put this inside there, and let's crimp this. Now let's see if we can pull that fuse out so we can add our wire in there, and this is gonna be pretty much done. All right, we got our fuse. Let's put it in place over here, and now let's see if we can put this in place over there. The space is kind of limited, but I think we'll manage. There we go. That fits actually perfect over here, and hopefully I put it in the right spot. So now let's just hide all the wires. Let's put the cover on, and we're ready to test it. Guys, it's all done. So now let's just power up the truck, and let's hope that all the lights are gonna turn on and we're not gonna have any fire, because that won't be any good. And alright, look at that, it's actually working. Look at those lights. I really like how it looks. So now I'm just gonna wait until it gets dark, and we're gonna test it in the dark and maybe take some pictures. Why not? And alright guys, just check this out. That's how the lights are looking right now. So the amber lights, they are tying with the tail lights, of course. So whenever I turn the tail light switch on, they come off. So now if I turn the headlights off, we can get a better look at the amber lights, how they look. And I think they look pretty amazing. I think they look pretty good. So that's how they look. I feel like you cannot even tell if this was self-made or something. It looks pretty good. I really wanted to do this for quite some time, and I'm glad I finally did it. It looks pretty good, I think, guys. So now if I turn the headlights on, so that's how it's gonna look with those amber lights and the headlights. And those amber lights, I bought them myself. I was not sponsored by that company or anything, just to let you know. And they're not that expensive anyways. I'm gonna put the links in the description. So just in case you wanna get something like that as well, and do some kind of project as well. And okay guys, all the work is done and it's actually working. I'm pretty happy with that. Like I said, it was a little bit unconventional. I was not even sure I was gonna be able to get it done because there was quite a little bit of a modification had to be done, which all the parts that I got like not even from the truck or anything. But luckily everything got done and everything is working. And it actually looks, I don't know, you tell me, what do you think? Does it look good? Does it look bad? I mean, I like it. Personally, I liked it. So this was one of those little modifications that is purely for cosmetic purpose, but I wanted to do it anyways. There's probably going to be more of this kind of modification that is not really for performance, but a little bit for the look, which you gotta give it to the truck. You gotta make it look a little bit somewhat decent, and you just do whatever you like to the truck. It's your truck, and in my case, I do what I like with my truck. But anyways, enough of me rambling. So on this note, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you might find it helpful. And until next time, everybody, bye.